We have a fantastic session coming up right now. I'm going to show you, using my 25 years of experience, how simple it is, and we're going to talk about different forms of success, but how to just generate a monthly income by using technical analysis, and hold off on your opinion on that, with option trading. So let's jump right into it. I've been at this many years. Greg Capra, who is just a fantastic market technician. I've been trading with him and learn technical analysis with him, but I've always had a desire to trade options for different reasons, both directional and income trades, just because it fits my personality better, and I just find it so much easier to trade than stocks alone. And so that's what I'm going to be showing you, is a very simple strategy where we're combining technical analysis with a very simple option strategy that is easy to do. And I'm going to give you the recipe to do it in the next 29 minutes. Sure, I have a lot of, professional degrees and so forth. Really the key in successful trading is just having a plan and executing it objectively. Our obligatory disclaimer, of course, and it shouldn't be a surprise to you that if you are speculating in the financial markets, or in any market for that matter, real estate, wherever you want to take a calculated risk and put money on the line and try to increase your return on your investment, well, then risk is involved. So it's really shouldn't be a shocker to you. But what we want to stress is it needs to be calculated risk, not stupid risk, not buying a lottery ticket. We aren't gambling in Vegas. It's a methodical approach to success, which leads me to this next slide right here. So how do you define success in the financial markets? Well, the simple answer is, how big's your bank account? But it's not that simple. Let's dissect it a little bit more. What's your approach? There are so many different ways to skin the cat, as the saying goes. So what is your approach? Successful trading, I don't care what your approach is, it requires you to be objective. And what does objective mean? It means existing in fact, presently observable, not subjective, which is created in your mind, in your wishes. And you want high probability, and you want the ability to execute that objective high probability strategy over and over again. So what are some of the flavors? And there's many, of course. Technical, that's what our expertise is, technical combined with option trading, which you're going to get a flavor of right now. Fundamental, there's many hedge funds, investors, etc., that just look at financial statements. They don't care or know what a technical chart is. They just look at the balance sheet management. All that kind of nonsense is what I'm referring to it as. And the reason I'm calling it nonsense for an active trader is the only thing on planet Earth that is going to make the stock, or any tradable instrument for that matter, commodity, currency, anything, go up or down and for you to make money on, is an imbalance of supply and demand. And that's what technical charts do. Greg and I have a saying that charts don't lie. People lie. Analysts lie. Charlatan salesmen lie. Quantitative. There's some people that don't look at technical, they don't look at fundamental, they just look at mathematics. They're quants. They hire engineers and they figure out inefficiencies. As long as you can do that objectively and consistently, hats off to you. You are a successful trader. Some people just look at high dividend yields. What about a contrarian trader? I love being a contrarian, but I mean, we love fading extreme greed and we love fading extreme fear. But we have an objective, high probability systematic strategy to accomplish that. It's not blindfold on and jumping into the pool on extremes thinking you're going to get lucky. That's not what a successful trader is. So the traders, though, that use just pure option analytics, meaning they just look at these Greeks which make up option pricing, and there are some successful people who can make a living by trading the what they see in the different Greeks. They know how to do it. And again, if you can do it consistently and objectively and make money, hats off to you. But those option prices are chart neutral. So when they start talking about, oh, this has a 72% probability of profit, that's an erroneous assumption to make if you don't have a bias on the chart pattern. So this last bullet here, as you can see, traders who do just rely on the mathematics, I'm going to prove to you in the next couple minutes here that if you incorporate chart reading with your mathematical wizardry, whatever that is in your world, you're going to be much better off. So what's our approach? At least what I'm going to share. It's selling options and spreads around compelling chart patterns. We're going to earn this monthly income by selling this time-wasting asset. When people buy options, calls or puts, calls give you the right to buy the stock, so you profit if the stock goes higher. When you buy a put, you have to pay money and you profit if the stock goes lower. But when you are an option buyer, the stock must move or else you have a melting ice cube in your hand, in your portfolio, because the option seller takes that money and takes the obligation, the other side of that bet. And that's what I'm going to share with you, because that's how we profit with an calculated edge on our side, which makes it easier than just trading stocks. So I'm going to show you some patterns here. That's our edge. Let's just keep going. And as I said earlier, it's just, you don't have to time the precision. So we do at Master Trader obviously make directional trades, both in stocks and options. And that's where the multiple time frames are in alignment, where we want a big target. So absolutely we have many of those, and we call those wealth building trades. But in this session, we're talking about generating a monthly income by selling options and spreads around turning points on any liquid optionable instrument. And it's easy to do. It's so easy to find and to trade and to make money just by calling a short-term top or bottom. Implied volatility, that's what the CBOE volatility index measures, the implied volatility of the S&P 500, 30 days out. I don't need to get into that. But there's also implied volatilities of individual stocks. When fear is high, volatility rises. And so we actually shine and make more money in selling options in times of fear. So just back up a week or two ago, we were cleaning up in our own account and our two advisory letters, because we had a perfect storm of the market selling off, of the chart pattern telling us it's safe to go back into the water, and getting paid handsomely for taking the bet of selling overpriced puts. But I'm going to show you some examples, so bear with me. We find the setup. We make sure it has a good premium, which is our paycheck, if you will, for assuming the risk. And it's not over right then. That just means you have an opening trade. Now we're in trade management mode. So we kind of refer to it as setup, execution, manage in between. So that's our objective, simple approach. But it all starts with the chart, a bullish or bearish bias. So in trade management, here are just a couple options that we teach in great detail, of course. You can do nothing, let the thing expire worthless. We can stop out if the pattern is destroyed and we just want to stop out. You know, we have incredible success with our strategies, like 85, 90%, but it's not 100. Of course we take stops. We were actually on a fantastic streak until, you know, this whippy market last week. We had like 34 straight winning trades in our Master Trader Weekly Options newsletter, and then, you know, we got whipped out of a couple of them, but we would rather stop out, hit the sidelines, and re-engage. So anyway, we can adjust them, we can hedge them, we can roll them, but any market environment, we can use this strategy that I'm showing with you right now. So again, let's keep it simple. What are the only movements of stocks? They can go up, they can go down, they can chop around in a consolidation sideways trend. Selling these credit spreads, we're going to just look at the pattern and we're going to place this bet that the short-term support or resistance is going to hold. So you can see my little baby there. Stay away from that short strike price. The Master Trader Strategies bullish pattern, back up. If you buy a stock, you are only going to make money if it goes up. When we sell options and put spreads on a bullish pattern, we are going to profit also if it goes up, but we're also going to profit if it goes sideways, and we're also going to profit if it goes down, just not below my break-even point. And I'm going to show you examples of that. The flip side for our bearish patterns. So kind of like an insurance company, if you will. We're getting paid each day when we sell options because that premium to the insurance company is very similar to the premium that's going into our brokerage account for selling options to the novice option buyer. These are the bullish turning patterns. You know, of course there's more, but we've got limited time, and these are all beautiful patterns, and we use, you know, multiple time frames, of course, where we're going to sell out of the money puts and out of the money put spreads. So let me explain to you what that means. So bullish pattern. All these green lines are support. We are going to sell a put at this level or lower. We're putting money in our pocket, and in exchange, we have an obligation to buy the stock at that strike price on or before expiration, if the put buyer wants us to. But based upon the compelling bullish chart pattern, this is a risk that we are glad to take, and we do it every single day. So it's not over. Then you can either sell it naked, but we prefer to buy a further out of the money put, so that makes it a defined risk trade. So we have a less maximum loss and less buying power at your brokerage firm. The money that we take for selling that spread is our potential gain in selling that spread. Let's go to some examples now. Now this was, you can see in February here, so this was just, 2 weeks ago when we had the big market sell-off. We had limitless wonderful trades to put on. Everything starts with the chart. I'm going to keep reinforcing that. Contrary to the pure mathematical people who don't know how to read charts, or they don't believe in them. They think technical analysis is a coin flip, that nobody can predict direction. Well, we obviously 100% disagree with that. Hence our successful batting average. What is the pattern here? Sell-off to major support, 200 period moving average with a big bottoming tail. Now, would I buy this stock? No, I wouldn't. It's not a compelling bullish pattern on multiple time frames, but am I willing to put money in my pocket for just betting on a short-term bottom? Yes. I have my high implied volatility. That makes it better. Here's the mathematics of it. We sell a $59 out of the money put, buy a further out of the money one. For DTE means days to expiration. So ladies and gentlemen, and I'll just assume a 10 lot on all of these trades, we're putting $450 in our pocket as long as this stock, NUE, closes above the $59 short strike in 5 days. The stock's trading at 61.77. So that highlights what I said a moment ago, where the stock can go against me and I still make my money. That's the beautiful thing of selling these options, just calling turning points. And there's the math for you, the capital required of 305. You might think, oh, come on, Dan, $450. I want to, I like these newsletters that say they made, $100,000 in 3 days. Well, guess what? Grow up and good luck trying to do that consistently. Go back to my page about, success. Good luck. We are into singles, high probability singles over and over and over again. And I already told you we do the wealth building directional trades. These are income trades. You have, 2, 3, 4 of these on at a time. This is $450 in your pocket. And here's what the stock did. It went up much further than we thought, but that's fine. It was not a directional trade. We made our $450. Another example, CRS. I don't know what CRS is, and I don't care. We're chart readers and we're traders to make money. So what's going on here? 9 red bars, pick up in volume. Then it gaps down. Then it quickly negates that bearish gap. Then it consolidates for 2 days. Then it has a bullish bottoming tail closing near the high of the consolidation. Let me ask you folks, if you're a chart reader, of course, not the mathematical people, do you think there's high odds of this stock in 5 days closing above $45? If the answer is yes, which it was to us, of course, because we traded it, you can see in the top left, we sold 45 naked puts, 60 cents a share. There is another $600 in your brokerage account for just calling a short-term bottom. And that's what this one did. This one also went, beyond our expectations. Well, actually, in our Master Trader Advisory letter, we did give this one as a directional trade also. So we had 2 trades on this one, income, which I just reviewed with you, and directional. This is just a beautiful chart for shorting, both directional and these income trades that I'm talking about. So this is the opposite of a bull put credit spread, every single breakdown that I have highlighted here for you, we would be shorting bear call credit spreads. So we would short an out-of-the-money call above resistance and buy a further out-of-the-money call to make it our defined risk trade. And our Master Trader Technical Strategies course, it just, I could teach the whole course almost on this one chart, because we teach candlesticks, trends, the messages of the bars, moving averages, divergence. I mean, this is just a beautiful chart for bearishness. So we would have that in our repertoire for trading a very long time. Now, here's an example. You know, we get subscribers of ours send us charts all the time, say, hey, Dan, you know, I just got this email, you know, what do you think? And, you know, so we review it for them. And so here was one that Tasty Trade, phenomenal organization. I'm not bashing them, just the very talented folks over there, but they don't believe in charts. They're one of the pure mathematical, methodical approach traders. And go back to my success page earlier. As long as you're successful, hats off to you. But also look at that same page, that if you use charts to help you time your decisions in any other discipline, whether it's fundamental, mathematical, you know, this or that, it's going to help. So that arrow there is where Tasty Trade they recommended a bullish trade. Now, let's see what happened. So I told our subscriber, no way, there's no pattern. We have a saying, no pattern, no trade. End of story. No pattern, no trade. So now let's take a look at what happened. Where my arrow is there, we had a bottoming tail on major support. We have a retest of that prior low. And, you know, I'm getting into stuff that Greg Capra would obviously, you know, teach you in the Master Trader Strategies course. But that tail was a big, ugly red bar at the low. And that's what a bottoming tail is a shakeout where demand in that bar increased where the bulls won. Then we have a green bar. That is the place to short puts using charts. And you can see in the bottom right, which is just a snippet of a page I showed you earlier, so I'm not hiding anything on. This is a picture of a quality double bottom reversal. That is what we are looking for to sell puts and put spreads on, not that other arrow. This was another one, you know, very similar. So a different competitor was also doing a bullish directional trade, you know, where the arrow is. And that's just a nasty bearish pattern. It had a bearish gap down. It filled the gap, which was, you know, short-term strength, but then it failed. So then again, remember what I said earlier? Charts don't lie. This was UNH, but I don't care what the stock is. I don't care as long as it is liquid and, you know, no pending news or earnings, anything like that. Just look at these candlesticks, folks, and tell yourself, where do you think the selling pressure is getting exhausted? So, you know, look at the bars. It came slamming down there to major support at 210. Big bottoming tail, big green bar, rallied, came back, bottoming tail, retest. Folks, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to read the messages of technical analysis. Of course, you're going to need seasoning. I'm not saying trading is easy. It's not. But you can just look at this and know when it's safe to jump into the pool of when we could sell our 210 put, our put spread. It's not where the competitor's arrow was, for God's sake. It's where I'm pointing on that second bottoming tail. And then I have 3 stars there because all 3 of those stars were areas to sell puts and make money by selling puts, making time decay income as long as the stock stays above your strike price by expiration. So you can see I get excited about this. I've been doing it for so long. We do it for our subscribers and our, Master Trader Advisory Letter. We have a weekly options trader where we specialize in 10 days or less doing exactly what I just shared with you here for the last 30 minutes. We have a fantastic 5-module course that I designed, with Greg, of course, on selling these credit spreads. We show you the exact patterns, how to find them, how to enter them, how to manage them, a step-by-step process on how to get started, even with some of the ETFs, or we show you how to create your own small little portfolio. So when the setups happen of which strike to sell and how to manage. So if you're serious about wanting to learn this, and regardless of whether you have a full-time job or you're trading full-time, these are really easy, great way to start trading, to pick up extra weekly and monthly income for the mere $97 if you want to start to learn these and do them for yourself to start making this income. Check out the link there, mastertrader.com/spread. Feel free to email me, dan@mastertrader.com, for any questions. And good luck with everything, and check us out at mastertrader.com. We have fantastic education, free chart of the week, our YouTube channel, etc. So hope that helped. Take care, everybody, and look forward to your success.